first thing I saw was it looked like Davante Adams almost went out of his way to shove this guy. When I saw the other angle from behind Davante Adams, he's going into the tunnel, right, to leave the field. This camera guy cuts right in front of him as he's leaving the field, and then Davante just shoves him out of the way, which you should not do. But in Davante's defense, if I have any, it is when players are leaving the field to go through the tunnel, you got to let them clear out, and then you go across. I mean, I feel like he just cut Davante off, and he caused physical confrontation when there didn't have to be. Do you know what I'm saying? I think the right of way was Davante. If these were cars, Davante had the right of way.
So there's a couple things about this. I don't think there's any defending it, okay? However, I've been on football fields after big losses, and I stay the F out of everybody's way. And it's not because they have a right to push me or they have a right to treat you poorly. It's as upset as you've ever been as a fan watching a game. I would say more often than not, the players leaving the field are just like infinitely more upset, multiple times more upset than you are. And their adrenaline and emotions are high. And so I think it's a good time and a good place to kind of keep a low profile and stay out of their way. Whatever that, the situation that it looks like, which just is a cameraman walked in front of a player trying to get up the tunnel without seeing him or knowing he was there, I would never have done that. If I were ever anywhere the players were, which was in tunnels and in locker rooms, I got the hell out of their way.
Because you're smart, Doug.
Well, they're in an emotional place.
But that's what you should do.
However, that still doesn't mean he's not. You can't push somebody there. I always felt like that this was possible though, when emotions were high, and cool down periods are in place for a reason. Because you get like in a locker room, you know what I never wanted to be? The guy that got hit by a helmet because somebody threw it. The guy get hit by a chair because somebody threw it. Because emotions run high after games.
Yeah, like I said, I don't condone Davante pushing him, but this was like he cut him off. You got to stay away from players when they're leaving the field, especially read the room. This guy just lost, and he was, upset that his team, and he was a big part
Davante
of that.
Adams, yeah,
part of that reason why they didn't come through at the end. And whether the cameraman knew that or not, you just cut a player off that was trying to head off the field.
Yeah. Now, again, I think I hope I've appropriately emphasized no excuses for pushing him, but I also would never have cut off a player walking off the field after a loss.
Yeah, you got to stay away. At first, when I first saw it, I'm like, oh my God, Adams, what a jerk move. And then I saw the other side, I'm like, kind of see it a little bit.
Yeah, it's almost like you're asking for trouble. There are things where a player can be guilty of somebody can be guilty of making a huge mistake that you also could have avoided. And that guy, I'm sure he was working. Maybe he had a headset on. Somebody was talking to him. I don't know. But I wasn't making a regular thing to cut off players. I'll tell you that.
No, and Davante did apologize. Yeah. He didn't even offer an excuse of like, that guy cut me off or anything. He said, that's not me. I apologize. I hope you see this. This is, caught up in the moment, obviously, of the loss.